Hey guys, Tony Bianchino from Outrun Your Fork Personal Training. We're here today to talk about some deficiencies, common deficiencies that runners have. All right, there's hip problems, a little hip pain, back pain, knee pain, ankle pain. Now, some of that is caused by the impact and the pounding of your running. That's a completely different issue that we're not going to talk about today. That has to deal with stride, where you're running, footwear, and other things of that nature. We're going to talk today about some common deficiencies that runners have and what you could do to fix those if those are deficiencies that you have. Okay? So a common area that runners have deficiencies, and most people have deficiencies, are right here on this, they call it often a side glute, okay? The side glute is really the gluteus medius. Why is that an issue? Well, most people sit all day, and if you're running, likely you're running on a flat surface. It may be a different grade, to the side or up, but it's not uneven terrain like trail running. If you're trail running, you have a better shot at being well balanced all over. But running on the street, running on the sidewalk, on a track, more than likely you're not running in multiple directions and using different muscles to keep yourself more stable. Does that make sense? Okay, there's deficiencies most often in the gluteus medius, the glutes themselves, the hamstrings, and a few other common areas. We tend to have deficiencies when we run a lot. So we'll address a few of them today to give you an idea that if you have one of these deficiencies, how you can fix it. One that's very common is a hamstring injury where there's not enough strength or rotation in the internal rotators and also the lower back. So you have to be able to stabilize it. We're going to show you right now how you could do that. Some common things you're going to need for this one exercise are bands. This is one of the best things you could do. You could get 3 to 6 of these bands for only $10. If it takes a little bit for you to get it, it is so worth having them. Get them now before you have an issue, and if you have an issue, order them right away. So there's the simple way that you could do this one exercise. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this band around my foot, okay? We're going to tie it straight like this, all right? Wrap it around, loop it through. That alone should be fine to stay in, and then you loop the other end around something. If you need it longer, just do it right at the end. All right, that knot is similar to a box knot. I'm not a real expert on knots, but I can tell you that that will stay. So you just cross it again, loop it, and tie it. Okay? That will allow you to bring it closer. Okay? You want to be able to keep your knee at a 90-degree angle, and you also don't want to lift your hip. So we're going to show what that looks like. You don't want to rotate your hip while you do it. You want your camera woman to really hold that band. So you don't want to lift your hips while you're doing it. You don't want to allow your foot to move back and forth. So all you really want, and you want to lay flat. You just want to have a 90-degree bend, okay, in line with your other foot, and you want to rotate in and then down, and rotate in and down. And you want to do this exercise and make it difficult to do anywhere from 20 to 30 repetitions, and be very careful, very deliberate, and very slow with it. If you need more resistance, get a thicker band. You could put the bands together to get more resistance, but again, a common thing is to roll the hip. You need to make sure that your hip, the top of your thigh bone in your hip only pivots like this, that it doesn't also bend in there. It's just spinning, okay? That's one of the best exercises I find for hamstring issues. So now I will untie this with that knot that really comes out simply. You ever tie a knot and then you can't get it out because you double knot it? Well, that's a really nice way to keep it secure and also make sure that it comes off easy. Now, maybe you have a broomstick that you could tie an ankle weight to, or you could put an ankle weight on your ankles. Here's another one that's going to work your glute medius, right? That side glute, okay? You can take the bar or a band, you lay it right across. Both your feet are extended straight out, and you just lift straight up. The key here is make sure you're not bending and then coming up. You want to lay flat down and push your foot towards the wall that way and lift up. So you're extending your heel out as you lift and making sure you don't rotate your foot. So keep your toe pointed straight or down and you will feel it where you're most deficient. It could be in your hip, it could be in your glute medius. This is a really fabulous exercise to strengthen that up. Okay, if it's too easy, you can go down and put more weight on it, which is a really great way to do it, but just make sure that you're not pulling it over. You're only moving your leg in the hip joint. You could also do it with wrapping a band around your legs. Very simple to do an exercise like this. There's many exercises that you can do with this band.
Can you get that box?
I like to do it with putting the band right above my knees. Okay, you want it to be flat. The key here is push your knee that way as you rotate up. You don't want to spin your hip this way. You want to keep your hip flat and, if anything, tipped forward. So you're going to keep your feet together. Don't let them come apart. And you're just going to open up like a clamshell. That's why these are called clamshells. And you'll do this anywhere from 10 to 30 reps. You can do 3 sets of 10, and these will burn. I love this exercise. Okay, another common exercise for the glute medius is you have your hips open, okay? Lean back a little bit so you have a little hinge in your hip. Keep yourself upright. Key is also to keep your toes pointed straight. I will show you from the side. Keep your feet a certain distance apart. I like to do about 12 inches, and then you step, but you don't step out. Move your foot out, open the knee, open the knee, open the knee, and that'll work here too. Again, if it's too easy, you're either not hinging enough, you're not staying up enough, you want all the weight on your heels, and you want to step. You could also use a heavier band if it's too easy. Final one I'll show you today is the monster walk. Keep your hips apart, keep your toes facing front, and I'm going to walk that way. So camera woman's going to follow. Right here again, on your butt, on your heels, and just walk. Don't step up and down or it will not work. It's not a step, it's a strafe forward. Boom, 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 with keeping your hips wide apart. And as you go down, man, this is gonna burn. You gotta keep those hips open. These few exercises will do wonders for your glute medius, your internal rotators, and next time what we'll do is we'll show you some for your hamstrings and some other common areas that will hurt your back. That'll fix your back, okay? Guys, I'm Tony Bianchino from Outrun Your Fork Personal Training. It's been a pleasure sharing with you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Good luck on your 5K.